things. Yeah.
And I also heard like apparently in bed, black men are good performer in bed. Is that true?
I wouldn't know. I don't sleep with men, but I've heard that too. But it's not something I want to experience myself.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicole Mampuya, but don't worry about pronouncing my surname. I'm very happy to shoot this video titled Black Privilege. Is it black privilege over white privilege versus black privilege? Oh, sorry, black privilege versus white. In my previous video, I talked about white privilege versus black, where I have given 6 examples of white privilege, and I did compare it to the African culture or to the black people or black culture. In this video, I am gonna talk about, we're gonna talk about black privilege versus white. Also, I will mention about 6 privileges because I just noticed that black folks tend sometimes to not see their privileges. They prefer to see other, race privileges, such as the white one. So I want black folks to see their privilege, to acknowledge it, and learn to appreciate them. That's the main reason. Sorry, I'm making this video is to stimulate a sense of appreciation, so that one doesn't have always to see other races, thinking they have more privilege or they have privilege, and the black race or the African race or African people in general do not have privilege. That's not true. There are privileges attached to each and every single race that should be appreciated. So in this video, we're gonna talk about privilege attached to black people or attached to the African people or the black race. And yeah, just to stimulate sense of appreciation in African people. Joining in this video is Tony. Tony is a good friend of mine. Hi Tony.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you ready for this video?
I am.
Okay, I'm ready as well and very excited to talk about this video. I know when I mentioned the topic to Tony, it was like, I don't know about the black privilege. What am I gonna talk about? I told him, like we did the white privilege video, I'm not gonna prepare you. Everything will come as surprise. The only thing I did prepare is my script, because before I stand in front of the camera, I always prepare regardless of how much I know the thing or the topic or the book or whatever. I always try to prepare. Okay, so yeah, black privilege. What do you think of black privilege?
I don't know yet. You need to point a few things out and maybe I can comment or say what
Definitely,
I think.
Black privilege, we will start with the physical appearance. Black people are physically strong compared to white, in the sense that they are built, if I have to talk about men, for instance, black men are really physically strong, and yeah, like they can easily lift something without a change in their skin color. They don't blush so easily, even if what they have to lift is quite heavy. They're really physically strong, and that's just genetic. It has to do with the gene, the way they were designed or created and made and everything. So I think this is something that should be appreciated. And if you go to black women, African women for instance, are very strong. I have seen women like in the rural areas, like villages and stuff. They will go to the field, they're trying to cultivate the land. They have a baby on their back. She will work the lands every single day or the whole day long while having a baby on her back. She will even carry, a load of wood and stuff while having a baby on her back. She'll be having a baby on her back. She return home, she's cooking, she's doing laundry, like hand washing, cleaning, doing so many activities while having a heavy thing. And sometimes you even see pregnant lady, she is pregnant but she's still going to the fields to cultivate the land. She's still holding on her back another toddler of hers. She's still cooking, you know. They're so physically strong, like I think it's called the endurance or something like that. So they can last, you know, for so long, even when they have loads on their back, on their body, without blushing or fading or getting tired so easily. I think being physically strong or naturally strong, and it's very good as well. It's a privilege that Black women should appreciate. It's a privilege that Black men should also appreciate. And then another thing that comes with the physical is also immune system. Black people have really a strong immune system. Even when we look back to when we had kingdoms and an empire before the arrival of Europeans or white men in Africa to colonize Africa and stuff, when we were seeing empire and kingdom and stuff, it was a rare thing, you know, according to history, for Black people to even fall sick. You know, they eat from nature, they eat fruit from nature, they eat fish from water, they eat cassava from the forest. That just boosts the immune system. They don't fall sick easily, they don't have any genetic condition. Like, Black folks really have good gene. Like, I worked in the genetic lab, you know, somewhere there in life, and I can tell you Black genes are really good. Like, there isn't so much of inherited disease associated with it. They have a good immune system and they're strong physically, and I think those are privileges that are attached to the Black race that Black women should appreciate, that Black men should appreciate. Black children or African children or Black folks should really appreciate. It's a privilege. That's just my opinion. Tony, do you have something to add?
I'll agree with that. I always hear people say, you know, Black people have beautiful teeth. They always say that.
Do I have beautiful teeth?
I've heard it over the years.
What do you think of my teeth?
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, perfect. But I've always heard that. People's always told me that.
Black people have beautiful teeth.
Well,
this is the first time I'm here.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that they say Black people have beautiful teeth?
And I'll agree definitely about the strength with the women and the men, definitely. And they're also faster.
In terms of running.
Correct, and jumping and all sorts of things. Yeah.
And I also heard, like, apparently in bed, Black men are good performer in bed. Is that true?
I wouldn't know. I don't see men, but I've heard that too. But it's not something I want to experience myself.
He's running away from the naughty question. They say Black men are good performer in the bedroom. Is that true? Only ladies who are married to Black men can you reply to that question in the comment. Or Black men themselves, they can reply. Okay, that was just open between the bracket. That is off script, off topic. It was just meant to entertain. But I heard of something like that they're naturally equipped. Yes, I didn't say last long. I said
I heard that.
Oh no. Apparently they're naturally equipped, you know, to provide a good performance in the bedroom matters. So that's just what I heard. And yeah, I think that's also a privilege. If you are a Black man, you're a good performer when it comes to bedroom matters. It's something to appreciate. I think it's a privilege. Look, there's a lot of men who are struggling with here and there, and then if you have it naturally, you are able to satisfy your wife or to satisfy your woman without any problem, you know, and you perform well in the bedroom. It's a privilege. Why not? You should appreciate that. All right, we're gonna move to the second point. It's like I don't know if you heard of that. The people say Black don't crack. I always laugh, but I don't necessarily use that, but I know it means a slow aging. Like, Black people age, but they age quite slow. Like, yeah. And I think this is something that is natural, you know. It is a privilege that Blacks should appreciate. I've seen other races, they age pretty fast. It has nothing to do with the diet or the skincare routine or fitness, or if they exercise or whatever, if they go on vacation to take a break. This just how their gene are. It's natural and there's nothing they can do about it. But I think if you are part of the black folks and then you age slowly, you don't crack. You turn 30, you still look 20. You turn 40, you still look 30. You turn 50, you still look like 35. It is a privilege that you should appreciate. Especially our black ladies. Yo, she can be 35 but she still look 27. When she does her hair, she puts her lashes, her skin is on point. Beautiful smile with the teeth. She wear nice. You're gonna give her 27, but she's already 35. I think if you age slow, genetically, naturally, as a black woman or black man, it is a privilege and you should appreciate that. So you should also see the privilege that is attached to the black race or to the African race or African people. So what do you think, Tony?
I'll definitely agree. If you just look at how Robert Mugabe looked, he looked very well for his age.
And as Robert, is that we must look at the way that Robert Mugabe looked like? And that's Robert.
He looked 70 in his 80s.
Really?
Like a very young 70. Definitely.
So that's like an example of slow aging, or what people say black don't crack. So I think definitely it's a privilege that should be appreciated. Yeah. So black folks, appreciate the privilege and make it count. We're gonna move to the third element, which is the missing kid. I don't know how to break down to you. So when it comes to the missing kid, apparently there's quite a high number or a high count of missing kids in white races. I tried to inquire about it, and the answer I find out when I was inquiring, they told me it's because they are marketable. Like, look, there's even this, I watched in a movie, there's this milk in the US, I think. They always put the faces of missing kids, missing maybe
on the milk cartons.
On them, yes. And then you never see the black. So I said when sorry, I had to change the battery because the battery died. When I inquired, they said that because white girls or white ladies are marketable, so there isn't really a market for black girls, like in terms of them being disappearing, going on missing and stuff like that. So I think if you are part of a race where we don't have such a large number of our women or girls going on missing, I think it's a privilege, you know. There's also this program that I watch on TV, Disappeared. Since I started watching that program, it's now almost 5 years. I have never seen a disappeared black girl. All the disappeared, it's weird. All the disappearing cases or disappeared people in that program I always watch. I also inquired about it. They told me about not being marketable. I think it's kind of work in the favor, that not being marketable between brackets, kind of work in the favor of a black girl or black women. For me, it's just something to appreciate, in the sense that you don't stand so much chance of being, you know, kidnapped, of going missing or disappearing, you know, things like that. You stand a chance of, you know, staying safe and living your life, living a long life without any history of abduction or kidnapping or maybe human trafficking and stuff like that. It is a privilege that needs to be appreciated. I don't know what Tony thinks.
I think if there's a lesser risk for you of being hurt,
yes,
killed, discriminated against, then definitely it's definitely a positive for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the program is only appealing to white audience, or the audiences are mainly white. That's why they don't have
disappear.
Yeah,
no, it's all of us. It's on TV. It's for all of us.
No, but what I mean, they don't put any black missing kids on, you know.
I don't think it's discriminatory. It's just the cases the disappearing cases that they couldn't solve at the police department. So they kind of shoot videos about it, also to bring awareness. so that anyone who have seen those victims or heard anything would come forth, you know, with hints that can help them to further their investigation until they will be able to find the missing person. So it's like a, you know, alerts or raising awareness in hopes of finding the missing persons. Yeah. But the day we'll see a black girl on that, you know, the knock.
Cotton.
Yes, maybe that will make a difference. Anyway, so I think the next one is the physical appearance, which is the fourth privilege. Black women are beautiful. They're beautiful. The hair is beautiful. I know black women's hair are not being promoted because black women like, most of ladies, not everyone, but most of ladies like extensions. I'm one of them. I like weaves, I like wigs, I like clipping. I don't like tapping because that's destroying my hair, but I like sewing, clipping, weaves and stuff. So I like hair extension in general. So most of ladies also do like wear extensions, and so that doesn't really leave room for the black women's hair to be one of the beautiful hair on the market. But I always try my best, like whenever I can, like every 3 months, to relax and leave my hair out, you know, so it can be seen and appreciated. And yes, but like I was saying, physical appearance, black women are physically beautiful. We're talking about the hair. The hair is naturally short, not very long, but when they relax it, they do it like in a ponytail, it really looks beautiful. The first is gorgeous. More specifically, the parts that are more the parts that are standing out, or usually stand out on a black woman's body, is the curves, you know. I think most of guys like curves as well. Tony,
yes.
do you like curves?
I do. Absolutely.
So, Tony also like curves. So I was saying black women's, you know how a guitar looks like? I love that shape, or a bottom. So black women's, like we know, mostly are curvy, and that curvy shape of them is beautiful. Black women have bums, and the bums are beautiful. There are some guys, you know, regardless of the race, they like bums. Apparently touching the bums are sexy. Is it healthy or sexy?
It's healthy and sexy. For me anyway.
Bums are therapeutic for Tony.
Yes, they help me. They stabilize me.
They stabilize you. You're funny. So I was talking about the physical appearance. We have curves, we have bumps, and also the lips. Yes, I would give an explanation of why I'm trying to select those things. I think black women have beautiful thick lips. Do I have thick lips? Let me just double check before I continue.
They're definitely beautiful. And they are perfectly thick.
I was joking. So I was saying, I was joking. I was saying black women have beautiful thick lips. And yes, so I think it's a privilege because nowadays we have a lot of ladies who are going for BBL, which is Brazilian butt lift. So they're taking fat from the rest of your body, maybe your tummy, your thighs, and they're putting it on your bums. And they're also making sure to give you a little bit of curves as they're trying to fill your bums with more fat, so you can have bums and also curves. So if you don't have to go through under the knife through a surgery or Brazilian butt lift, for instance, or butt implants, because you have your natural bums, I think you should appreciate that. If you don't have to go under the knife with the Brazilian butt lift, I think you should appreciate your curves, you should appreciate your bum, you should appreciate your natural beauty, your natural shape. It is really beautiful. And I talked about the lips because nowadays ladies with thin lips are going for fillers. It doesn't matter the race now, whether she's black, she's white, she's Asian, Indian, so forth colored. Ladies with thin lips are going for lip injection that we call fillers. So they're injecting these fillers onto the lips so that the lips can become thick. So if you have naturally born thick lips, I think it's a privilege that you should appreciate, because you don't have to go under the those needles, you know, to get a filler, you know, to make your lips bigger like a poke. You that was just, you know, you don't have to. No, sometimes the lip filler injection goes wrong, and my sisters, the ladies that go for aesthetic procedure, their lips become so thick, so big like poke. Like in the mouth of a poke.
Wow.
Then you can literally see that this is a lip filler that gone wrong. So if you're going to consider filler, my darling, it's your body. Nobody has to tell you. Maybe we'll tell you what to do, but just make sure that you don't overdo it, that your lips don't look like poke mouth. Yeah, because pig, the name is pig, sorry. Yes, so if you don't have to go through the fillers, through the knife with butt lift, butt implants, or breast implants, or Brazilian butt lift, BBL, you have them naturally. I think those are privileges that you should appreciate. What do you think, Tony?
I'll agree with that, definitely. I would also agree with someone.
Sorry, my battery died. I had to sort it out, and storage as well. So I was saying, we're still on the topic on black privilege versus white, and the next one is the skin. Actually, Tony was the one who brought that to me on my list. I wrote 6 privilege. I didn't add the skin, but when you brought that to me, I realized that he's absolutely right, because yeah, black people have beautiful skin, whether it's ladies or gents, you know, their skin feels soft. A testimony to that. Like whenever someone will touch my skin, for instance, the person will say, wow, your skin feels like a baby skin. But I don't know if that is associated with the African or the black race, or it's just genetic. But I use that personal experience to validate what Tony said, you know, in terms of black people having smooth, softer skin. And I think if you have a soft skin, you have a soft, a smooth skin, and it's almost like hair-free, it's kind of a privilege. It is a privilege that you should appreciate that. When your skin feels like a baby, you know, even when someone like touches you, or I don't know, handshake you, it's just good to get that compliment, like, oh, wow, your skin feels like a baby. And yeah. What do you think?
Definitely.
It was actually your idea.
Definitely. I think it's the softness of it. That's why they talk about a baby.
Okay.
And the smoothness, but I think it's more the softness, and
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think my leg skins are more soft. No.
I would like to feel if you would let me. Would that be okay?
Go away. Nobody should feel my skin. Go away.
Okay.
Alright, so the next one on my list will be dance. Black people dance, my darling. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, someone made a comment one day. I was watching a video. He said, I think black people were born with rhythm. Like, it's like they were born with moves and stuff. So I think it is in their DNA, or in their blood, or also in their culture, for African people to dance. They naturally dance. They dance with less effort. If you even look at lots of twerking dance in Africa, or done by black people, you will see the way they shake the bums, the way they shake the bodies. It's like they don't even make so much effort. They just go with the flow, you know. And I think it's a privilege, you know, to be born with something that is entertaining to others, something that is so nice and relaxing to watch, such as, you know, rhythm, like being able to dance and naturally, and dance so well, and dance with your body. It is something that black people, men or women, should appreciate. I think it's a privilege. What do you think, Tony?
I think definitely. I think if you can move so freely, and also I think the timing is impeccable to the rhythm, which also makes all the difference. But I think to me it's almost like freedom.
Definitely.
And definitely there's a passion and a love, and you know.
Yeah.
And it's good for you as well.
It's healthy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so the next thing on my list is music. I think black people really, they have that art of music. Whether it's in the singing, in the performance, you know, we have quite a number of celebrities that are from African origin or that are black. I think it's something that should be really appreciated, you know, being able to entertain people through your natural gift, such as being a musician, you know, knowing that art of music, knowing how to use it, how to touch lives, how to empower people, how to inspire people, how to help, how to become a model for many, you know, through your success and achievement by using the art of music, or music is very important. Yeah, we have quite a number of like I said, artists, black artists or black celebrities all over the world, and it's even showing even back in time during when we were still in small kingdoms or kingdoms or empires, you know, like in the evening, you know, people within their culture, they will gather, they will use the drums, they will dance, they will sing. It was really, really nice back then, even though I wasn't there. History filled me in, but yeah, that just, it's, you can see even back in time, years ago, African people still have that natural heart, you know. They enjoy expressing themselves through music, through art, because it's something like it's in their DNA, it's genetic, they were born with, they are passionate about it, they enjoy doing it. Then I think it's something really to appreciate. If other race has to learn, you know, music and arts, learn how to dance, learn ABC, and you have got those things in a very natural way, and you do it effortlessly, I mean with less effort, I think these are the things that you should look forward to appreciating as, you know, a black woman or a black man, because they are privileges. You should appreciate them. Don't wait until you lose your privilege to acknowledge that you're privileged enough to have certain things on other race head, and for you to start appreciating or regretting. Appreciation starts now. You see your privileges as a black man, as a black woman, you choose to appreciate them and make them count. Tony, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think a lot of people now have also realized the value in storytelling through music and history and tradition.
Exactly.
And the message.
Yes, yeah.
And they're actually acknowledging African music now.
Yes, and the impact of it, yes, in our today's society and culture. Yeah, I think African music or black people music is a huge place. It's playing a huge role, and yeah, I just think like we could be even using it, you know, to empower African people, to voice our opinion as African people, to improve Africa, to make Africa developed, to just better the continent, man, to better our countries, to better our lives, you know, as African people, the village and everything. So I think those are privileges that we must appreciate and make use of, you know, by using these tools that we have, these beautiful things that are called privileges as black men and women, and to utilize them to better ourselves, to better our countries, African countries, to better also the continent, yes, and as well as, you know, the lives of all the black people across the planet. So yeah, I think we at the end of this video, I just hope that black folks have understand our privileges, so we don't just have to look at other race, think that they are privileged. We also need to look at within ourselves what we have been blessed with, we have been equipped with, we have been given. Yes, we need to look at our privileges as well and just appreciate them and make them count. That's the, like, to use them in order to improve or better the continent. to better our lives, you know, and to just improve in life, to, you know, to represent Africa with excellence, to represent black women with excellence, to represent black men with excellence, to represent Africa in general, or black people all over the world with excellence. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Well,
do you have anything? Thanks. Do you have anything to add?
I like the fact that you use the word excellence so much.
Yeah.
It really sunk into me.
Why and how?
I think attitudes have changed, and I think a lot of times we sort of judge and put things in boxes before actually understanding and listening and giving someone a hearing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we listen sometimes to respond as opposed to first listen to understand and then respond, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think for me it's very important that when you represent something or someone, you must do it with excellence. Like, you must put enough effort, you must, you know, give it your best, and you just have to do a great job, you know. If I have to represent all the women of the planet, I have to do it with excellence. If I have to represent black women, I have to do it with excellence. If I have to represent women from Central Africa, I have to do it with excellence. If I have to represent all the French girlies, I have to do it with excellence.
And style.
And style and dignity.
And
you just have to do a good job when you're presenting something or someone. It is a huge responsibility. Yeah. I think this is the end of this video. I'm Nicole, this is Tony. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for those who will subscribe, those who will like, comment, share, and watch this video from the app to get watch time. Thank you for those who have already subscribed, those who interact in my video, show support. I really appreciate you. I hope we got the message of this video, which is to acknowledge our privileges, more importantly appreciate them and make them count. Use them in order to better ourselves, our countries, as well as our beautiful continent. Shout out to all the black women and black men who are already, you know, working for the success of the African continent, or the success of the image of a black person, you know, as we are fighting to also to be heard, to have a voice, to have a place, to have a seat on the table, you know, that table of excellence, of success. We're fighting to have a seat. Shout out to those who made it, and also a lot of encouragement to those who are trying to make it there on the seat of excellence, to have a seat as well with the great power of this world. Keep up the good work. I'm Nicole, and I'll see you on my next upload. I love you so much. If you haven't yet checked my video on white privilege versus black, it's another interesting video, and I think you will enjoy it. Thank you so much. I will see you there. Bye, my darling. Bye, my love.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you to Tony.
No problem.
For joining me for another video.
I feel privileged sitting next to you.
Okay, can you see the privilege now? Can you see white privilege?
I can.
Can you appreciate white privilege?
I can. Thank you for opening my eyes.
To white privilege?
Yes.
So you can appreciate them.
Correct.
But this video is about black privilege.
But they're gonna watch both, don't worry.
Okay, you guys gonna watch both, right? I trust you. Okay? Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Star of the show, Tony.
No ways.
You're the star of the show.
No ways.
He's the star of the show.
Wait for the comments. They're gonna say, I have a face for radio.
Wait, face for it. He said he has a face for a radio, and then I have a voice for the camera.
And a face for the camera.
Bye.